This Christmas, you too can make the very authentic Ghana pound cake in the comfort of your home. You know the catch, you don't need any measuring cups and spoons, you do not need an oven, no mixer, and quite frankly, you do not even need baking tins. So, stay with me and let me teach you how you can achieve this very yummy cake in the comfort of your home. If you're here, you know that when I'm mixing cakes, I like to do that in my sink, okay? So these are your equipment for today: a wooden spoon and a big deep bowl, okay? So I'm going to get started, but let me show you what I'm going to be using as quote unquote my measuring tool. So this cup here is just a normal cup in your kitchen, okay? This is going to be the standard of measurement for most of your ingredients. If you're a Ghanaian, you know that margarine tin that is on the market. I will insert a picture, okay? You can also use that if you have it. In the absence of that, any glass, any cup, any container essentially will work, okay? So, for example, if this is 1 cup for me, I'll just gauge somewhere in the middle, and that will be half cup. So, half of the half will be a quarter. I'm sure you get what I mean. And this is the margin I'm going to be using. For this recipe, I'll be using half, and I'm going to eyeball it. So, it says 250 grams. So, I'm going to be using approximately 125 grams. So, I'll just gauge the middle somewhere and then divide the margin into two. So if you're not using the sachet one and it's in a container or whatever, just gauge the middle portion and then use it for your cake. That's if you're going to follow what I'm doing exactly, okay? So like I said, that's the line I'm drawing. That's imaginary line I'm drawing. So I'll put the margarine. This has been softened, so make sure it hasn't been in the fridge, okay? This will help you mix the butter properly or more easily, because we are not going to be using a mixer or any machine, okay? So I'm transferring half of the margarine into my bowl. So if you don't have a wooden spoon also, you can use a whisk. But I mean, from time immemorial, it is the wooden spoon that has helped a lot, okay? And then I'm adding in my sugar. And then with the help of my wooden spoon and some elbow grease or abasa grease, okay, I'm going to mix this very well thoroughly until the sugar granules dissolve. So honestly, this takes about 10 minutes. I remember growing up, a neighbor of ours used to make this pound cake with her hand. Okay, she was on the heavy side, so she had the abasa, and sometimes she'll bring us together as kids, and then we'll all help to mix this together and cream it. That's what it's called. Okay, cream it till the margarine and sugar are fluffy and soft. Okay, so at this point, it's looking good. I've been doing this for like 10 minutes. Okay, and it's exactly where I want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and add in my eggs. So for this recipe, I'm using 2 large eggs. I'm going in with 1 egg first, mix it very well, and then I'll go in with the other egg. This will ensure that all the ingredients are mixed together properly. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Yasmi. Please consider subscribing and joining this amazing blooming family. I promise you're going to love it here, okay? And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my video. I'm truly thankful. Also, if you've watched the video till this end, I'm going to assume you like what you're watching. So please, please, and please again, give me a thumbs up on the video. Click the like button below the video and help me promote my videos, okay? So that YouTube will push my videos essentially. So now let's talk about flavoring the cake. Okay, I'm going to be using the all famous vanilla essence. So just the cup is enough for the quantity I am making. Okay, so don't worry, you don't also need any measuring tools like I mentioned in the beginning. Okay, just mix everything together. It's just for flavor. And one thing I've noticed also is that, or for beginners, or if you have not baked any cake before, when the cake is almost done, you begin to smell whatever flavor or essence you added to your cake. Okay, so that's a takeaway. So make sure that when you're making cakes, don't skip on the whatever essence you're using. Okay, so I'm adding the flour, but I'm going to be sifting the flour into the rest of the ingredients because it makes mixing easy. Also going in with some baking powder. So sifting will aerate the cake, so it will make it more fluffy at the end. Okay, I just realized that I've said so many times. Forgive me. Okay, So once this is mixed together, I'm going to add my milk. So for this recipe, I'll be using evaporated milk, but you can use any milk of your choice. But I advise that for the richness, you go for evaporated milk. But of course, if you are allergic or you are lactose intolerant, don't listen to me, oh please. This is the milk I use, Kanishi. But you can use any brand of choice, okay? And then mix everything together till all the ingredients are well combined. Trust me, the utensils I had to wash after this recipe was so small. If I was using the measuring cups and spoons and the mixers, I'll be washing a lot of dishes. And honestly, I don't enjoy doing dishes, so this is great for me. Now let's prep our baking tins. I'm just going to put in some margarine or oil with some margarine and then dust with a bit of flour. Let me tell you something funny. The very first time I baked a cake, I used the Danish cookies empty container. Yes, you heard me, and it baked perfectly fine. So trust me, you don't need any baking tins to bake cake during this festive season. You don't have any excuse, honestly. So once my tins are prepped, I'm going to go ahead and transfer my butter into my baking tins. And then I'm going to show you how you're going to bake your cake without an oven. Of course, if after this step you want to use your oven, that's fine. But for the benefit of those of us who do not have ovens, I'm going to show you a very simple way. All our butter has been transferred into the baking tins and are ready to be baked. And now these are the utensils I was talking about. Look at how scanty they are. But anyway, let's move on. So on my fire or my stovetop, I have this heavy bottom pan. I'm going to put in a stand. It's heating, by the way, on very low heat. I'm going to heat or preheat this like I would if I was using my oven, okay? So that when the cake batter goes in, it doesn't take too long for it to start cooking, basically. So this is the stand I'll be using for today. So give it about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll go in to put my baking tins or my cakes, basically, into it, and then cover and allow this to cook slowly, or bake rather slowly. So this takes anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour. Thankfully, I used a clear lid, so I was able to monitor it whilst it was on fire. So there was no need to be opening and closing. Honestly, the more you open this, the longer it takes for it to get ready. Okay. So this is 50 minutes on fire for me, and the toothpick test, it came out clean, okay. And I allowed the cakes to cool down before taking them out of the tin. So I gave it about 5 minutes, and then I took them out of the tin, okay. And yes, I want to show you how fluffy they turned out, even though I did not use any mixer. You see that? And they were so rich. In fact, you don't have any excuse but to try this recipe and let me know how it goes. You don't need any mixer, any measuring cups and spoons, no oven at all, and you can enjoy this deliciousness. If you get some cocoa, some chilled Fanta, you are good to go. Even Soboloka, you are good to go. I hope you are inspired to try this recipe. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. On your way out, please share this video and let others also enjoy it. Also, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Give me a thumbs up once again. And until we meet again in another video, please don't forget to keep blooming.